From the moment I saw your smiling face, I knew in my heart you were my saving grace. You're the sunshine on my darkest days. With you, I'm lost in an endless maze. Every touch, every kiss sets me free. In your arms is where I long to be. Together we'll face whatever comes our way. Forever and always we'll seize the day.
Hello, is anybody out there? This is Janine, and welcome if you happen to be here with me. I appreciate you, and just share, like, and subscribe. I'm trying to get to, my channel is very small right now, and I'm just trying to get to 500 on YouTube on Turn the Page. So if you're on Turn the Page and you happen to be viewing this, just subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it. You'd be helping support me get to the next level to keep my channel alive, actually. All right, so I just wanted to make a couple announcements that tomorrow, 4 o'clock Central Time, Joey G and I are going to be talking about current events that are happening out there. If you want to also subscribe, and then so that you'll be notified on that. It'll be on all of the channels that I have set up. And then also on Monday, I have a really exciting new duo coming together, Ernie and Mary J. So if any of you want to see them, and they're very, I don't know how to put this, but Ernie, I think he produces his own oracle cards or any kind of tarot cards. Mary J reads them. She also has her own channel, but you'll learn more about that on Monday. And just thanks for being here right now. So really short time to be out here. It's an odd time for me to be out here, Saturday afternoon. We didn't have any internet all day yesterday with no explanation why. It was the strangest thing. Talk about having addictions to your devices, and then they take it away from you for about 8 hours straight. Nothing there, right? So what do? You clean the house. You basically just decide to, start making things, cooking, that type of thing. Going through, stuff that you haven't used. It's just to keep yourself busy because it is so hot. And where I'm at right now, are you guys as hot as I am out here? So, all right. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys, a little bit of an update on that. I did happen to share some information if you guys didn't catch this. So it's exactly 1 month today that we had to say goodbye to our Bailey Blue, our golden retriever. And it was the hardest thing because the emotions, and everybody who knows that they have lost a dog, it's like losing a child or a parent or what have you. So I just kind of feel like there's, waves of energy, as I titled this, waves of energy from Bailey Blue. And, so today I've just happened to be going through, and it's laundry day, right? Saturday morning. I've done this for years, where you just kind of wake up and you just start cleaning some more, and you start tearing apart, you're doing the bedding and all this other stuff. And I'm seeing less and less of her hair. She was a big time shedder. And it's just this wave of energy that comes over. Since now, I used to complain about her dog hair, and she had a thyroid problem, so she would lose it when her thyroid was really, really low, in chunks of it, and then other times it would just be the normal shedding time of the year. So I'm going through the closets and I'm cleaning them up. She had a particular hiding spot. Does your dogs have a hiding spot when there's thunderstorms? Mine was the closet in the master bedroom. And there were actually literally doors that we had on both sides of the hallway. Strangest setup that we have. But she would always just kind of go over there, and she would scratch at the door. She would stand in the hallway. If I happened to be in the room, I would see her, and I'm like, okay, gotta go over there and open a door. So I've been in and out of that closet today, and I'm actually still kind of thinking, boy, I process the emotional stuff, but it's coming in waves. And I don't know if this has happened with you guys or not, but so when you've lost a dog, and how long does it take? It takes as long as it needs to take. And it's almost as if I'm trying to put everything in balance right now. So with that said, I decided to just take a look at a few things out here. And what is it that I have to put into balance with her energy, with myself, right? And there's so many different things, because what I'm actually talking about here is just not. It's not. How do I say this here? It's a 13-year relationship that you have with someone, and then just like that, it's gone. You prepare yourself the best that you can, and then it's the next thing is, after they've been gone as a month as mine has, it's just basically all about the energies. It's like I said, you look around, you're so used to the dog needing water, needing this, needing that, but I'm kind of going through, and I think this is more on a collective level of people just trying to accept loss and grief and whatever it might be. So there's this consciousness that creates our reality and the energies that attract the energies. But there's she's not with me anymore. But everyone says we are energy. I say it all the time. We are energy. We have to know, we're just energy. But then when you actually start feeling the waves of the energy of your loved ones, what does that mean for you? And that's where the processing comes back into play. I know it sounds a little silly. And I got my little cat up there with the tinfoil hat on. But that's what I'm talking about here, is the waves of energy. So you'll be fine 1 minute, and the next day, you're not even thinking. Or there might be something to trigger the thoughts. So just want to see if there's anybody out there. If you want to put any comments out there, please feel free to do so. Let's see here. So one of the things that I decided to do is go through. I've got many decks of cards, if you guys have followed me, and the first card that I actually pick up is the balance card, right? It's basically all about, it's a number 7, which is a good number, and it's all about the forces of the energy. And what does that basically mean? It's just what creates my reality, right? It's a number 7, what's creating my reality. Where do I want to stay, right? Do I want to stay locked in to missing her? And at this point, no, because it's sad. I want to stay locked into the good times. So I found some more things. If you guys ever have to go through and collect the items, I have 2 other little dogs. Believe you me, they are fantastic with me. And my little Rizzo knew exactly what I was going through. But then you got to collect. So they're small dogs. They have smaller bowls. Bailey had this great big bowl that I had for years, and the big bags of dog food and the big containers that I kept out, because I had all big dogs before I got the little dogs. Because at some point, it's not like I was trying to get Bella to replace Bailey. It's just that I didn't want Rizzo by himself. Rizzo loved the big dogs, and he loved playing with them, and it took him a long time to get used to little Bella. But going back to the energies that I'm talking about here, the seven of forces in finding my balance, right? And that's what I'm really trying to do, is find the balance with all of this. And so what happened yesterday is our internet was out completely. And so like I said, it gave me time to clean out some closets and stuff. And when there was thunderstorms, and in this one closet was her thunder jacket that she hardly ever wore. She didn't like it on her. So I had that in there. I actually had bought her, a lot of different things. Then I'm collecting them, putting them all together. I'm thinking, my goodness, I bought all these things, right? It's like buying them toys and they don't play with them. I thought, well, I'll just put them all together, and then maybe at a garage sale, just kind of sell all this stuff. Her big crate that I got her 13 years ago, never used it. She found our bed much more comfortable. So it's all those kind of things. And I'm having a really hard time of letting it go. But, this is life. And, there's just me trying to find the balance with all of this, not thinking about it as much as I have been, or have not been. So there you guys go. Is anybody else out there of experiences currently lost? I'm starting to hear, and this happens a lot, with Scott Baio. If you guys know who Scott Baio is, that actor. He it came out of nowhere for him too, and like it did for my dog. It just came out of nowhere, but I kind of saw what it was and tried everything, supplements, and just saw Scott Baio. If you guys ever see him, he's got his own podcast. You can tell he's still in mourning. You can really tell. And then he had to do an interview with Tyrus. And the first thing he started out was, man, I just had to put my dog down today. So you knew that Tyrus was going to be extremely cautious with talking with him, because their whole conversation, if you guys haven't heard this, so I guess Tyrus, who happens to be on the Greg Gutfeld show, happened to make a comment about Scott. In other words, like, where's Scott been? I didn't even know. Is he still alive? That type of thing. Scott saw it because his good friend, who's a comedian, was on there. I think, I can't think of his last name, Andy Hunter or something like that. Anyways, he was watching the show, and then he came back and he did his own little video to Tyrus to say, hey, look, I've been around. I was one of the first ones that got canceled supporting Trump in 2016, and he went on and on and on. So he actually got 1 million views. Scott Baio got 1 million views off of that. And so Tyrus, and everyone was saying, Tyrus, you got to make this right. And so they did. And then that morning is when Scott just said, yeah, I just came back from putting my dog down. And you could see that Tyrus was just like, okay, wow, this is just, however it's going to be. But, it's tough. So we carry on. Scott carried through. It was a really good interview, very compassionate between the two men, and they cleared the air, and that was all good. But it's, again, finding the balance. I'm just going to stick with this one card today. We have to find the balance, and we have to carry on. And, this, I usually get like this and stay like this right from the time that I say goodbye to my dog all the way up to maybe a month later. But now it's different. It's the energy. I feel the energies. It's a lot different. And I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but it comes in the waves, and it comes from a point of, are we being more sensitive and picking up the energies when they're on the other side of the veil? I don't know. You guys let me know. Let me know what you're thinking out there. If you want to put a comment out there, I appreciate it. And let's see what else we have out there. So I did talk about my guest on Sunday with Joey G. It'll be really fun. It'll be on all the channels, and also with on Monday I've got a show coming up. So that's pretty much what I wanted to talk to you guys about. I did, if anybody follows me, I did make the trip over to Alberta, Alabama. They apparently have not apparently, because I saw it was a replica of Stonehenge, and it was made of fiberglass. It was a very wealthy race car driver. They had this made fiberglass. Obviously, these race cars are made out of fiberglass, or they were at one time. So they sent it off to somebody who specializes and can make the exact replica of it, and they actually put it in Alberta, Alabama, which was like 8 miles from us, in this wide open field. There is nothing out there. There is Wolf Bay that is there. It looks like it's a beautiful place for people to dock their yachts that are there. So you know that the way I said it in the car was, this is the playground for all the rich and the famous, right? All the race car drivers and whatever. But they're beautiful boats that were out there. And so what else they have out there is he had some big dinosaurs, oversized spiders, huge replicas of a lot of different things, and you had to hunt around for them on all this property. I forget how many acres of land it was. Then it started to pour and rain, so that's why my videos are very short out there. I don't have a lot, but we kind of figure that we'll go back. And then I did make one video that was kind of cool. It was my husband and another couple that were there, and I actually was able to make it look like, if you guys seen the video, if not, go out and turn the page. And it kind of looks like spaceship is coming down, creates the stone, they call it the Bama henge, and then they look like they're walking out from it. And I said it to my husband, because I usually don't ever have on my camera, maybe a couple times, maybe 3 times since I've been doing this for almost 7 years now. And I said, I hope you don't mind, but I got you guys. He goes, no, it was kind of cool. He says it was done really well. And so it was just it was a lot of fun playing with that. Yeah. And so, so we finally got a chance to get over there and see it. I am a real city girl, just to be honest with you guys. So actually, when we got there, it looked like it was going to start raining, and you could see the clouds coming across. And I knew that we weren't going to be there that long. And then they've got all these trails that you hike through. I'm not a hiker, and I didn't bring my hiking stick. And there was a lot of very tall grass, taller than me, to get some of these paths weren't as clear as I thought. And I'm like, I don't like spiders and I don't like snakes. And I did it about face and went back to the car. Well, some of the I think my husband and my friend's husband actually went through and walked through, and it went around in a circle, and there they were out by the car. It was that quick, and I was just like, somebody didn't think this through too well. But there's also a huge, they call it the Lady in the Lake. So what you actually get to do is see her head, and it's by some huge pier, and then her knees sticking out, right, sticking out of the water. And it's supposed to be massive size. So those are a lot of things that you could find down in the South here, right? People, billionaires who've got nothing better to do with their money, to put these things out there. But it was good. It was a good walk, but too bad it rained, and it was coming down in buckets. It was coming down so hard that we could barely see out the windows when we were driving back. But my husband and I said we'll make another trip, and we'll make different types of videos and stuff like that. So it was kind of fun. So my husband actually did get to see the one in England. He went over to that one, and his comment was, well, these are in much better shape than the real ones are. And he says they're pretty much falling apart, considering how old that they are and stuff like that. So so there you guys go. And so I'm glad that you guys were able to hear me talk a little bit about the waves of the energy. Maybe there's other people feeling the waves of energies for other different things, but it's still all very much connected. People are, it's I know that everybody has a lot of pets, and the pets go in, they leave in groups. And so like whenever I've had, in the last 2 years, I had to say goodbye to 3 senior dogs. And so when that happens, and they're not all, I'm not saying goodbye all at the same time. They've been like 6 months here, 6 months there. And then I think Bailey was almost like a little bit over a year before the last one. But I kind of see that they go in the groups. And, it's just one of the things that I observe. And I don't know if anybody else out there has lost a pet. If you want to put that in the chat, please feel free to do so. But yeah, these are the waves of the energies that are going on. And, this is supposed to be like a really good time to be able to see through things right now and feel things through energy right now. So I happen to tell you guys a little story about me being out 4:30 in the morning when all the planets were aligned, right? All the planets were lined up with the crescent moon, and I was able to see that. They did come out good on a camera, but then I was able to, I looked over, and I saw this orb of light. Never saw anything like that in my life before. And then I went back, I looked on the Ring camera to see, was it maybe just like a bug that was lit, going around the pool? And it wasn't. It was inside our enclosure, and our enclosure is a screen. but my dog happened to be walking right back, and it looked like it went right through my little Bella, because she was running around the pool looking for these little frogs that jump up on the enclosures in the middle of the night. And so I went back and I just looked at it. And, my husband wanted to see it because he thinks I'm kind of like imagining it. But so when I start seeing things like that, and then I just kind of feel like when my Bailey Boo, like I explained to people, was a massive golden retriever. She was huge. She was 100 pounds, literally 100 pounds. And she used to think that she could sit on our lap. And whenever she wanted something, she would just hit the side of the bed. Well, I'm sitting there 2 nights ago, and I feel something hit the side of the bed. Of course, I don't see it. I'm not one of those that could see things. There's other people out there that could see those energies. I don't. I've never have. I sense things. I'm so, super sensitive like anybody else is, but I don't know. Maybe this is just the waves of the energies that I'm talking about. I titled my show Waves of the Energies from my Bailey Boo, and I'm actually thinking she's either I'm still got a cord connected to her, or, I have no idea how all this works. And why would I want to cut a cord? I don't want to ever cut a cord with my loved ones. Let me just take a pause for the pause and say hi to everybody out there. I see Scott's out there. And, Mary Divine, and I call her Mary J. I'm not going to go through her whole name there, but she's going to come on Monday. You guys join us at 3 o'clock Central Time with Mary. And if you guys, I'm whatever which way that they want the show to go. If you guys want to do some readings, I think Mary would be very awesome at it. Maybe she'll just do, some sort of prayer or whatever it is that she does. We'll find out her what it is that she's got her own channel, and she's going to tell you guys about it. Also, I see the other Mary is out there, and she says, heard that also about humans, like in families. Probably the traveling in the groups. Yeah, that is so true out there. Yeah, and so, I just wanted to kind of come on here and talk a little bit about it. Just kind of clear the air with my energy with that. It is so hot outside. Really don't want to, spend my time outside. I hope you guys are having good weather wherever you're at. It rains super hard here all day. All right. Let's see. Can't see. Yeah. So you guys, depending on the channel that you came in, there's 2 channels out there out on YouTube right now. I think I can only get 1 channel of these comments out here. I mean, I get both of them. You guys can only see 1, depending on which chat you're in. So on Turn the Page, Mary might be on another one that is on TTP Coast to Coastal, because I used to use that channel. And so and I know a lot of people are always saying that they can't see where somebody else is at, but yeah, they're all out here. So that's why I put these up here for you guys to see. And there's Mary again. Anybody else would like a particular read, anything that you're working through. So this is a card that I came up with. I asked Spirit just to give me 1 card, and it was balance. So it was also the 7 of forces. And so in the Akashics, the forces are basically what creates my reality, and my energy attracts. And a 7, I love that number. And I've always felt it's interesting. Golden retrievers, if you guys don't know about golden retrievers, they are true healers. And if you take a look, and I've never done this before, but I'm just guessing, and it could also be what I'm attracted to. Out on YouTube and out on Facebook, how many people have golden retrievers, and how successful are they? It's there's one guy out there who's got a channel that's called Me and my golden dog, or my dog. 7 million, I think, people follow him, but he does some really good creative skits. There's Tucker Budson. I don't know how many millions have been found. She was one of the very first ones. And my dog, every time I say to my husband, I'm going to watch Tucker, thinking Tucker Carlson, he hears that. He's right there in front of that TV because he knows it's another golden retriever dog. He never reacted like that with my golden retriever, but he loves to watch them on TV because of the energy. Again, it's energy. It's what they're getting excited about. It's movement. And we really, really need to understand that if we're not moving, the dogs aren't moving. But if they see something that's moving, they get excited about it and they want to be a part of it. And my little my male Westie starts barking. Bella, on the other hand, she'll look up at the TV and she'll watch it a little bit and then she'll look away. My golden retriever, maybe once in a great while would watch it. Then I had a beagle mix and never looked at the TV. That beagle is a Bix Jack Russell and beagle, and they call it a Jacoby. You know, when you start messing with all these breeds and coming up with different names, I adopted him. He was a true dog. Seriously, he hunted, he chased things, he killed some squirrels in the backyard, killed some birds in the backyard. And he did not want to leave. Lasted 18 years with me. All right, do you guys got any questions out there? I see that we've got some more people that are in here. So I'm just kind of talking about the forces. Is all about energy and consciousness and natural law and the state of law and stuff like that. I'm not really going to go into any, any type of special reading unless you guys have something out there. Anybody have anything? I'm not on Rumble today. I don't think I am, or am I? I don't think I put this out on Rumble, but if I could always put it up later. But I appreciate you guys being here. So what are you all doing on your Saturday afternoon? It's almost 2:00 here where I'm located. Anything special going on? You guys doing anything creative? Like I said, I had no internet yesterday, so that meant no TV, no tablets, no iPhones, no nothing. So my house is clean. I'm still trying to go through a bin of albums, photo albums. Now, we're at that point that even if I, put some pictures up of my grandparents or my parents or my husband's family and stuff like that, it's even if we had the relatives come over, it's really sad. Nobody would even know who they are. It's kind of like 2 generations and then the buck stops here. Oh my God. Let's see here, Mary. Just in awe of the star people in the clouds. Yeah. Mary says, I have a new book. You asked the magic book for the show, Janine. Okay, cool. Yeah, whatever you got, whatever you wherever your heart is going and wants to go. And that's going to be also the same for Ernie. She's going to be doing a duo with Ernie. And I think on this show, I want you guys to get to see their energy together. I got a feeling it's going to be really good. So stay tuned, you guys. Let's see what else here. I did put together a little promo. If you guys could also jump over to Live with Janine on Facebook, if you still have Facebook, and please just like my page. I'm getting so close. I want to go live, literally go live on that page, but I need 100 people, and I have to constantly upload stuff out there. But I'm trying to find the one video that I wanted to play for you guys. Let's see here. Let me just go to my channel here over on YouTube and see if I could find it. It's a really cool video that I put together for Arnie. And how come I can only see so many shorts here? This ain't cool. Let me see if I just do this. Oh, here. Let me just show you guys this one here while I've got it up. This is the... 1 second. Share the screen. Boy, oh boy. Can't get rid of that thing there.
Cracker Barrel has fired the cracker and the logo and tossed the barrel in the dumpster. People are upset and don't understand what Mr. Cracker did wrong. Cracker Barrel has...
1 second. It's kind of loading up right now here. I apologize about this. So tomorrow we got Joey G, and here we go. I finally found it. It's really short, so I got to start. Whoop! Don't go! Don't jump! It's jumping. There's my cat. Not my cat, but the cat. All right, so it's going to play this one here. Let me get this comment off. This is when we first walked in and I took the video, but I was hoping that this was going. This is the Bomba Henge. It's all fiberglass. That's the original one. Dang, I really am not appreciating this YouTube channel here. Maybe it's blocking me from showing my own stuff. That's that Cracker Barrel. What'd you guys think about the Cracker Barrel stuff?
Right, so now.
It's just flying through. What the hell is going on?
Right, so.
We got any planets that are still in reverse? Here we go. All right, that's Arnie and Mary J that will be coming up here on Monday. And I still don't even know where my, here it is. Hope you guys can see this one okay. So that one there in the blue shirt is my husband, the tall drink of water, and it cuts out real quick. So anyways, let me just stop this and stop sharing and come back to you. So I see Arnie's out there. Hey, Arnie, how you doing? Arnie is saying go woke, go broke with Cracker Barrel. Yeah, that's not the, let me get rid of that altogether. I'm also hearing more stories out there. We're going to talk about this with Joey. There is some billionaires out there buying up the utility companies out there, one in New Mexico and I think one in Minnesota, if I'm correct, but we'll tell you guys about those stories out there. And I really don't like that. Let's see here. What is this one? A black screen, can't see anything, not even you. You guys see me okay? What's going on out there? Maybe somebody else is creating my reality. How are you doing out there? So I started out a little bit earlier, just kind of talking about there are a lot of signs out there that your pets are visiting you from heaven. And let me take this one down here. I'm getting 5 5s. See dragonflies out there. Hey, everybody, how are you doing? All right, so what do you guys think are some of the signs that your deceased pets are near? I kind of told you what my experience is, and it is a wave of the energies that I'm experiencing with this. But your pet is, I believe your pet is much closer than we think. You know, everybody will always say, it's in heaven. We talk about that veil is much thinner. How much thinner is that? So you can feel, some people say they can feel their warm bodies. I always said my Bailey Boo was dum 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 dum. She was big, and we called her a bull in a china shop, and that's just, it was her personality. But we learned to love it, and so there's some people that say they can hear a jingle, probably their collar, their tags. I actually have a wall monument because I've had so many dogs, and I don't have any children, and they've been my life. That's my legacy. And I've got this little sign. I'll take a picture one day and post it out there. But I've got all their dog tags next to their picture. And where do these pictures come from? They're painted on a canvas. If you guys ever bought from Chewy.com, I think I told the story a long time ago when they first started. I used them all the time. I had their dog food delivered to us. And then one day, I happened to call up and want to return something. And I called and talked to customer service. And I told her, and she says, "Oh, you've got 4 dogs." So she could see my history of buying stuff. And she said, "You wouldn't happen to have a picture of your dogs?" And I just thought, "Yeah, I do. I got all 4 of them. They were just all sitting there on a futon." And it was the coolest picture that I took. And it was one of those pictures that if I didn't take it very quickly, it wasn't going to be a good picture anymore. One of them were going to move, and they were just all posing. I sent it off to her, and maybe about 2 weeks later, I get this big box, and it's wrapped like, a gift. And I have no idea what it's from. And me and my husband were like looking, and we're opening it up. And it was probably like a 4x4 picture of each one of the dogs that were painted on it. They had an artist that painted each one of them from that picture that I happened to send to her. This was a promotion that they were doing. And I thought that was the coolest thing. And I kept them, and I put them up there. So as they started to exit their body, I just kind of, and then the other day I thought, it came to me out of nowhere, because I kept all their dog collars. And I took all their names off of them, and I put them up there with it. And it's just my little monument to them, that they were a part of my life. And I enjoyed doing that. And I still, to this minute, I don't think that my husband even knows that I did that. It was in the hallway. Anyways, let's see here. Some people claim that they hear a jingles of bells of their dog collars. When I say goodbye to my dogs, I take everything, because they're going to be cremated, and I don't ever ask for the ashes or anything like that. My husband says, if you got the ashes of every one of them, you would need a mantle, because you had 12 animals. And I don't do that, because they're in my heart. When I'm gone, I'm going to see them again. That's how I feel about it. So some people see the movement of the energies of them. They look out the corner of their eye, right? And sometimes they can actually see energy. If you have stairs, you can actually see them moving. Where my Bailey Boo loved there was 2 rooms that she loved. Was the master bedroom, and she would sit, and she would find a place around. So when my back would go out, and I could only, get out of one side of the bed, she knew to go on the other side, because I had trouble getting in and out of the bed. Or a lot of times she just lay in another bathroom. She liked where it was really cold, because she had a thyroid problem. She was always hot and stuff like that. So we always knew. And then in the master bedroom, like I said, if she's visiting me, she's trying to communicate with me, I'm seeing things, and I'm doing this double take thing, right? And I'm thinking, pull it together, Janine. But no, it is true. Let's see here. What other ones we have? Just knowing that they're there, right? Sometimes we just have to know that they're there. And then there's people who actually smell them. Each one of them have a unique smell. And unfortunately, you have to really remember, if were really sick, they give off a different scent of when they're sick. And the other dogs can sense that. So I do recall when one of my dogs were very, very sick, and if you've got a pack of them, you can't keep them all together. You got to separate the sick one from the other ones, because it's their nature to help eliminate that sick dog. And I actually experienced it with Rizzo when he was a puppy. He didn't know, he was just coming into the family, and one of the dogs got really sick, and that's when I picked up how they behave as a pack. But if you can remember their smell before they actually got sick. Some people say that they do that in the dreams. I'm a dreamer, and there's so much that goes on. Last night, I don't know about you guys, but I was dreaming about old friends, my dog, just, so much was going on. It was wackadoodle. What were the energies like for you guys? So I'm kind of just bringing it to your attention about our visitors, of our loved ones that have moved on. All right, let's see what else we have out here. I see Dragonfly. Hey, says my boo was a bull mastiff, and she passed of lung cancer. Yeah, and it's, I don't know who's keeping track of all this stuff of these dogs that are getting extremely sick from the crap that they sell in the Walmart. And I'm going to go there. I'm going to go there right now. And a lot of people don't know any better because it's what they can afford. 60 pounds of dog food, and they might have 2 to 3 dogs, or they've got 60-pound bag of cat food because they've got 3 or 4 cats. And, they don't realize how long it's been sitting there, and they're just selling this stuff. And, now, if you talk about people food, it's all over the place of Walmart selling radioactive shrimp. Don't buy it from there. It's all coming out of Indonesia. This is why we need to eat off of the United States land. We need to build things up from the United States. We need to be in control of and regulated. Things need to be regulated again. And the FDA is going to need, we'll see it within the next 4 years, what happens with this FDA. I almost guarantee that. All right. So, okay, so I'm going to continue. I've got 3 more things that I want to say about the dog's energy, and then I'll see what you guys got going on out there. All right, so the photos, you might see lights, orbs, or auras. Yes, indeed. Like I said, I've never seen them before, and I had to say goodbye to, if I got 2 left, I had to say goodbye to 8 other pets in my lifetime. It's the first time I've ever seen that. And all the planets were aligned, you guys. This was 2 nights ago, whenever it was, when I happened to look up at 4:30 in the morning and saw it. It was pretty cool. So they always say, when the planets are aligned. All right, let's see here. Music. Some say that they will hear a song that was special to you and your pet. My dog knows there's a particular song out there that if you guys ever pay attention to, these people are making these videos for their dogs. And I know Tucker Budzin use it, and I can't think of another guy's name. It's My Dog is My Best Friend or something like that. He's got a golden retriever, and I'm going to try to find his name. But they use the same music. So as soon as that music goes on, Rizzo knows, oh, this is a dog show, and he goes running from it. So I'm always going to have that memory that's near and dear. And let's just see if I can find that subscription. Sometimes I flip it on, and other times they don't put a lot of these on YouTube. They put them more on Facebook because a lot more people like to watch cats and dogs out on Facebook. But I think it's My Best Friend is a Dog or something like that is what it's called. All right, let's see what else we have over here. What other signs that you guys might see besides the music, messages? There are unexpected ways that you may hear your animal's name pop up in a conversation, that type of thing, or dreaming about your dog or your animal, that type of thing. And also the smell too, the scents. If you're one of those that can pick up on smells, stuff like that, yeah, they're there with you. But we're going to talk a little bit more about that. And let's see, that's all that I have on there. So I want to come back to you. Arnie is saying, yes, so much. There are feather, orbs, songs, time, sync, Laren dreams. Am I saying that right, Laren? And crazy good. Let's see what else we have up there. Let's see, he's got another statement there. See, everybody's got a dog named Boo. Mine was Bailey Boo. And yours, Dragonfly17 says, my Boo. Yeah. Let's see. She says, I have all my fur babies on a canvas painting. I haven't did my grand doggy yet. Yeah, I don't have the 2 Westies on one yet. And I looked it up because this was a gift that was given to me from Chewy.com. I don't think they do it anymore. It's a big promotion. And if you were like, buying a lot from them, they actually put this together. I actually went back and I looked and said who the artist was. And I hunted her down. I did research. She wanted $90 for a little 4x4 painting. And I couldn't afford it at that time. So I'll figure out something a little bit different. But I don't even want to think about it because now that's almost like the wall, a memorial wall. I don't want to put them up there. They're not ready. I'll probably go before they will. All right, let's see here. When my father died, the Veterans Cemetery let him let me put 2 of my animals and my father's fur baby's ashes in with them. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, because a lot of times people just throw the dog's ashes on top of the in the cemetery. I know people do that. And they don't mind that because they know that those ashes, will go away at some point. All right, so she's saying that Dragonfly 17 says my granddoggy passed away in June of 24, and 3 months later, my son's adopted cane corso and a rot mix. Okay. She liked the Diesel, and her name is Duchess. She even sings like him. Yeah, I'm telling you, the dogs are so much more smarter now. And I'll just sit there and I'll have Rizzo. Most of the time, he likes to sit on my recliner. We've got a recliner, 2-seater recliner. And if I extend mine out, he wants to sit at the foot of mine. And sometimes it comes to sit on my lap, and I'll just go sing, and he just starts start doing that. And there's poor little Bella going, I don't know what you guys are doing over there. But yeah, those are the things. Let's see. Dragonfly says, mine was Bailey Boo, but I called her Boo Boo. How sweet. All right, so that's what I have, and I just kind of wanted to ask you guys a little bit about the energies that you have all been feeling lately, and just how are you guys doing? Actually, that's just a really good, legit question. How are you doing? Some people are feeling really fantastic. Other ones out there, if you stay away from the news, it's gonna flip your wig, so to speak, because there's just so much that is going on. And so what I thought I would do this, I had a little chat with Joey G this morning, very short and quick, because we were running out for breakfast. And, I texted him and said, hey, you want to do a show? And he says, I can do one on Sunday. He's been super busy. We're going to hear all about what he's been doing. And, I just said, let's just make it really light, fun, family, and then maybe current events, and just take it from there. If he wanted to do some decodes, he can do that, because, excuse me, God knows I don't know how to do those. All right, let's see here. Arnie says, posting a lot about the past few weeks on the energies. Yeah, I've been seeing them out there. I've been seeing them. They're really good. So if you guys get over to Arnie Layton, I know he's on this channel, or not this channel, but this platform, and also on Facebook. I've been following him out there. And if anybody could just go over to Live with Janine, and I think I'm up to 77. So thank you so much for all of you that have been doing it. I appreciate it. All right, let's see here. What else do we have? I'm sitting here with my cards. If anybody wants, I could do a couple minutes of it and just see what I get. I actually was, I don't do too well, like Kristen Lee out there does a lot on political things. And I tried to do that a few times, but I think I'm much better at reading the energies of your, like Dragonfly, the name Dragonfly 17. Your energies, Mary, Divine, Starseed. I feel much more comfortable doing that. And I'm also looking to bring on other people, other readers out there. So if you're wanting to come on my channel and do some reading, if you're starting up your own channel, I'll help you out. I mean, I've been doing this for so long that I just kind of feel like maybe it's my place to help out people do this at this time. All right, let's see what else we have out here. Whoops. I just jumped my screens. Okay, that's about all I got. Arnie, how are the energies today with you? How are the energies with anybody? And before I go here, it looks like a lot of people just jumped off the channel here. Let's see here. Oh, this is one other thing of statements. So if you guys want to put your statements out there about your dogs, if you recently lost one, Dragonfly 17 says when Diesel passed away, and it was under our apple tree, I was thinking of him one day when a picture popped up and then apple fell from the tree. Yeah, there are no coincidences out there about any of this stuff. And that's perfect. That is perfect. Okay, what else do we have here? Feel amped up, getting a lot of in dreams. Yeah. Meditation, energy keeps coming in strong. Maybe that's what I'm kind of feeling about the waves. So when our internet was down, I was feeling a lot more energy because I didn't have that energy of the TV blaring in my face, or me picking up my iPhone and, whatever it is, whatever addictions I have to technology. Mary has got some crystal bowls. She's going to be spending some time with that. Those are really cool. I like them. I had them playing in the house, and sometimes when I go to the pool, I'll have the music. I have my iPhone there, and then I've got a little, what do you call it, wireless speaker or whatever, and I beam the Bluetooth it to that to get a much louder sound so that it vibrates off the water. It's a really cool thing. If you guys haven't done it, check it out. Scott, hey Scott, how are you doing? He says, I'm doing okay for not much sleep because of the energies. Man, I don't know who was talking to me last night. I'm telling you, all that I remember is that I was clearing up some karma. I remember that as we're speaking here. And maybe in that side, in the dream state, will come into the walking, because that would be so important to me. It was a near and dear friend that I had for years, and she had a lot going on in her life. We were besties, and this is when I was back in Illinois, and then I had the bottom fall out of my life, losing my sister. First I lost my mother, then I lost my sister, then we were moving. It was just fucking chaos from 2017 for and then 2019, I think I started my channel when we moved, is because I'm like, man, there's something going on. But for 2 years, so a long story short is I had to leave my niece behind. She was 18 years old at that time. She didn't, she was not processing losing her mother. We wanted to move. We were planning on moving. And then an opportunity came along. So I left my niece behind, and I was super sensitive. And no matter what you said to try to comfort me, I pretty much, I think what I did was I probably said something to try to comfort me, but it came back as sarcasm, and I didn't take it well, and our friendship ended. Have you guys ever been there? And now that I know what I know moving forward, she was probably one of the smartest people that I ever met back in 2009 that knew about the vaccines. So her kid was born the same time my niece was born, and she refused to give her son all these vaccines to go to school, and she was fighting her husband on it, and I thought she was wackadoodle. And she also had a 4-year-old at that time, I think, or 2-year-old, who had type 2 was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes at 18 months. She knew about health, and I didn't. She knew about, you talk about these med beds that people have out there. She was talking about it, but we weren't calling them med beds. And so some timeline caught up with me last night in my dream, and I had some conversation, and all I can do is put the energy out there and pray that it actually happens in the waking world, that our friendship reunites. Will it? I have no idea. I've reached out to her sisters, nothing, crickets over the years. That's the way it goes, right? Has any of you guys ever experienced that? Trying to amend or heal karma or do something with an old friend? And where has it gotten you? Let's see here. Arnie says, yes, God, getting it daily also. Let's see here. All right, Mary, thanks for joining us. We'll see you on Monday. Yeah, as Scott says, have a wonderful day, Mary. All right, that's all that I got. I'm wondering why we're not able to sleep. I don't follow any of that Schumann resonance. So let's see here. Arnie's got a statement. This is meant to be if they will come, it would just come back friends and relationships. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we all have something we had worked through, and I know that she was working through something big time at that time. So this was like 2017, 17. It was huge. What happened to you guys in 2017? Can any of you guys remember if there was like some earth-shaking thing? All right, let's see what else we have out here. I think that's about it. And I'm just going to look forward to the show with Joey and then the show with Arnie on Monday. Arnie, as I was saying, Mary said she's got some sort of a book that she's going to read. If whatever it is that you want to bring to the table, I'm just going to host you two. And I hope you guys don't mind that I'm going to do this. I'm going to turn the tables with Mary J. and Arnie. And, of course, I'll still interact with them. But I think these are two beautiful stars, and I want you to see how they shine without me interrupting them. So that's what I have here. As far as the rest of the day, the energies, like I said, it's really extremely hot here. We close up our house, and I don't know if you guys do this. If you live in Florida, if you live down, by any of the coastal areas, it's so hot here. We close all of our windows. Everything is like you're shut in, and then probably when it gets later in the year, you start to keep your blinds open and get a little bit of light in. I can't handle it. I got to walk outside. I got to see, okay, I got to look up at the sky. I got to see what's going on. I sweat a little bit, and I'm fine with that. Yesterday, when it was nothing to do, I just dove right in the pool and, just made the best of it that I can. We don't have a great big pool, but it's good enough for me just to kind of float around in it. And let's see what else we have here. That's about it. Does anybody want a reading? I've got a couple of minutes. I could do a reading with you. What is going on out there? I'm only on 2 YouTube channels right now. I don't have the whole Rumble thing going on because I've got Rumble set up for Joey G tomorrow. All right. I think that's everything out there. Didn't want to sound too sad about my dog, but I'm just seeing the energies. Appreciate you guys being here today. Just take it really easy, take it really light, and I just believe half of what you're seeing on TV. A lot of it is still the movie being played out, but it's really good stuff. Everybody that used to say, at one point in time, we don't want this movie over with. I don't hear those words anymore. Now they're actually looking forward to see how Trump is connecting the dots and how it's being played out. I'm interested in a lot of that. And I can kind of see that. If any of you guys noticed, they were talking, and I think me and Joey would talk a little bit more about this. I'll show some of those pictures. There were no ties. They were in the White House. They looked very comfortable. None of them had a tie on. What does that mean to you guys? And what I was able to read from everyone saying they weren't connected to the DS anymore. So what is your perspective on that? Those are the type of things. And so are we free from all of that? I don't think so. There's still billionaires out there with money. Have they all been taken care of? I have no idea. And so I just kind of go with the flow on a lot of that. Arnie, you have any input on that? I'd love to throw that out your way and just see. Maybe you can jump in tomorrow, 5 o'clock Eastern time, 4 o'clock Central time with Joey. And we're just going to just kind of chill, talk about food, family, and fun. All right, everyone. Have a good day. Take care. And we'll see you soon. Bye now.